So before we take a coffee break, is David Krantz with us? Yes, great, thank you. So David is the director of AIDZIM, and it's a Jewish environmental organization based in the United States. So thank you for leading us in the spiritual moment.
Thank you very much. I was told that the spiritual moment could be a little bit of storytelling and or teaching of Torah, the Hebrew Bible. I'll try to get both. Hopefully you'll find it spiritual. If not, you get your money back. So again, I'm David Krantz. It's really an honor and pleasure to be with you today. And I've also to represent AIDZIM, Ecological Judaism, the Jewish environmental nonprofit that I run. Also really nice to be up here with this. This is my first time talking with a giant Lego character. We just need a little smiley on it. Sorry, in addition to caring about the environment, humor is a big part of our culture. So, but that's my last joke. I grew up in New Jersey. I grew up down in South Jersey. Where I grew up was the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. It was all woods and farms. So one of my favorite things to do when I came home from school was to walk to the end of the road where the asphalt met the dirt. And there was this chain, and the chain said, "This is the end of the road." So naturally, I'd put one leg up over the chain and my other leg up over the chain, and off I'd go through the sandy paths of the Pine Barrens with tall pine and cedar trees towering above me, egrets and herons in the sky. In the water below, largemouth bass, snapping turtles. Now, mind you, growing up, I went to shul, I went to synagogue, Beit Knesset, every week. I was leading services by the time I was 8 years old. They called me the little rabbi. And still, it was in the woods, it was in the forest that I felt most spiritually connected. It was in the woods, it was in the forest where I felt most connected to God. So when I was old enough, I got together with a bunch of other Jews who felt like I did, who cared about Judaism, who cared about the earth. And together we created this nonprofit that today is known as AIDZIM, Ecological Judaism. And when I meet other Jews and tell them what I do, that I run a Jewish environmental nonprofit, that I research Jewish environmentalism, they say, wait. I understand Judaism. I understand environmentalism. But these are really two different things, right? I mean, after all, in the Bible, in the Torah, in the Hebrew Bible, they say, doesn't God say, hey, we humans are the masters of the earth. We are the rulers of all the animals. We can do what we want. What's this environmental nonsense, they say? And I tell them, well, if it were to say that, what kind of rulers are we? What kind of rulers are we that we feel it's perfectly okay to poison our subjects, to poison the air of our subjects, to poison the water of our subjects, to poison the land of our subjects, to destroy the habitat of our subjects, to raise our subjects for mass slaughter? What kind of rulers are we? To me, that sounds like the type of ruler that other countries go about trying to depose. that's the type of ruler we try to take down because this is bad for society. But this is really all beside the point, because in the Torah, in the Hebrew Bible, it actually doesn't quite say that we are these masters of all. Because the verse that they're referring to is in the book of Bereshit, Genesis, chapter 1, verse 28, where it says in the Hebrew, urevi'u, right? Which is a conjugation of the word Rav. Right? Rav sound familiar? It sounds like rabbi, which is a possessive form of Rav. Master, my master, rabbi. So Rav, master, right? So it's translated as master. But it doesn't mean master as in we are the masters, like a master-servant, master-slave relationship. It means master like Rav, rabbi, is master. A master of knowledge. Like one gets a master's degree at a university, one becomes a master of that knowledge. That is very, very different, right, from being the master of creation to being a master of the knowledge of the earth. And we actually need this mastery of knowledge in order to properly perform what, for me, is one of my favorite environmental precepts in Judaism. Because a few verses later in Bereshit, in Genesis, in chapter 2, verse 15, right, we are commanded le'avda u'leshamra, which is commonly translated as to till and to tend the earth, right? But that's not quite an accurate translation in English. The nouns that are associated with that are avdim, servants, shomrim, guardians. A more accurate translation of le'avda u'leshamra is to serve and to guard. To serve and guard. Now think about that for a moment, how that changes our relationship with the earth. From an earth that is here for us to till and tend, for us to use as we see fit, versus an earth that is here where we are the servants of the earth, where we are the guardians of creation. We are here to safeguard creation. So as we go forward, both today and after we leave this room, because once we leave this, here everything is great. We're all on the same page. And after we leave this room, things become much more difficult. So this would be one lesson I think is important for us to take with us, particularly for those of us who hold the Torah, who hold the Hebrew Bible as a sacred text. What would it mean for us in our lives to truly go about in a daily basis to be guardians of creation, to be guardians of the earth? And with that, I'd like to thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, David. All right, so now we have a 20-minute break. There's going to be some coffee served for us right outside. And in 20 minutes, we'll remind you when the time is up so we can come back in and we'll go for the next exercise and session that we have together. All right, enjoy.